Teach me not a thing. Can only get better.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Papses in the Spinroom. This week, just like every week, I am joined by Paps. How are we doing, Paps?
Well, Paps is doing really well. Actually, today I've been in an embassy of my country because I lost my passport. It turned out to be expensive, but quick.
Amazing.
You know what is funny? That the police told me, hey, if someone gonna find your passport, you can collect it in the embassy. So then you don't have to get the new one because we are not storing foreign passports. We're just gonna send them back. When I went to the embassy, I said, hey, maybe you have my passport and be someone, submit it and you receive it. And they were like, even though we would have it, you cannot have it because other hands already touched it. So for your own good, you have to pay for a new one.
Oh, yeah, because no one's touched a passport, a brand new passport.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
passed no hands before it gets to you.
Absolutely. So I'm like, okay, thank you guys. Thank you that I can spend this money to get the new passport.
Like, I know Polish people have a reputation, which is obviously not right.
Oh, no.
But like, if even the embassy says, you know what, even a Polish man touching your passport might be, dangerous.
Yeah. Well, this is what it is. I'm glad you're fighting crime for me. I'm feeling safe. But hey, how Paps is doing? The other Paps, how you doing?
The puppy's okay. The puppy's okay. He's been filling his nights with B movies and horror films.
Right. What is on the roster right now?
I finished my Nightmare on Elm Street marathon. I thought I'd treat myself to Ginger Snaps and this two fantastic films, very, very 80s B movie. One was A Vampire Lesbos. And the other
is that the same director as Vagina Dentata?
well, to be fair, it might be the same director as Frankenhooker. Another
I
fantastic
like those kind of
film.
movies. I know exactly when you're watching them. Okay.
Moving on. This is another live episode. I think the first one was very successful, so we might continue doing these lives on a Monday at 6:30 every week.
If you like them live, if there is something we should change, something to improve, maybe the vast majority of you like different time for it. Then just let us know. But so far, we had some really good views on the last one, even without promoting this. So just, onwards and upwards from now on.
And, if we send us messages that you just want us to shut down, I guess we will. But we won't really.
No. We are not reading those kind of messages. We like only the good messages.
It's highly, highly edited feedback.
Exactly. But you know what? We're kind of fitting the model because most of the press in most of the countries are working exactly on that pattern.
Exactly. Actually, one thing we were thinking of doing is question time soon. So if you want to submit any questions for us, have a crack.
Some Q&As, and also very exciting news is that very soon you can expect a guest at Papses in the Spinroom.
Oh yes, there's stuff in the background happening. Don't you worry.
Yeah, so we're just warming up, and speaking about warming up, I'm feeling pretty warmed up. Do you want to crack on with what we are doing today?
Let's look at the menu of the day, the list of specials. So today, as we started talking about it last week, we're just checking in on Gaza, see how that peace is going, if there is still one. We will also be looking at Trump and see what he's been up to, especially when it comes to press and how the country feels about him. We'll have a look at France. We haven't talked about France for a while. So, we'll check in on, see what's happening at the Louvre, see what's happening to former prime ministers.
Yeah, and this time it won't be about the coming revolution, which is always the case of France.
For once they're okay, they're calm.
Yeah.
And then we will look at New York, back to the States, as there's been the mayor debate. And just finish it off with a little, I would say, a happy story. Just checking in on how our favorite Prince Andrew, is holding on.
Yeah, it's a story about how common sense is necessary even for the most privileged ones.
Exactly. So all right, let's kick it off with Gaza. Times of Israel has the headline. Trump says he could tell Israel to renew Gaza fighting, but giving Hamas chance to behave first.
And you might be surprised, but the same event described by Al Jazeera says Trump threatens to eradicate Hamas as Israel kills dozens in Gaza.
So how's that peace going?
Well, how long it was? We were talking about it last week.
I think it's been 1 week. I think 10 days max.
Yeah. I think it was no, because I'm gonna tell you, it was exactly Monday when they signed the ceasefire deal, because that was very much going hand in hand with the Nobel Prize, and the Nobel Prize
Yeah.
said that they decided before Monday,
Yeah.
so the peace in Gaza couldn't be taken into consideration.
So
so-
7 days.
So 7 days. That was, I gotta say, normally, as a man of big heart and wishing the best for people around me, I'm normally would be happy if if you're turning out to be right.
Mm-hmm.
But this time, I'm not happy that you're right,
I know.
because you were the one who were saying, "Oh, it's not gonna last," and I was truly believing that, you know what, it's happening because Trump signed underneath this. It was so official. People were coming back to Gaza, and I heard about that news yesterday, actually, when I was at my friend's place, and I got literally sad and angry, because from what I know, correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I know, people were already coming back to Gaza. So the bombs which were dropped definitely reach out to some people who came back hoping that this is already a land of peace. So as of today morning, maybe it already changed, as we're live at 6:30 in the afternoon. It was at least 35 people dead. But the funny thing is that there are not clear signs of really who attacked whom first.
Yeah.
Well, you might be guessing,
Yeah.
but there are no proofs as of now.
So last week, you called me a party pooper for saying give it a month and see if it holds. I didn't have to wait that long. Even just a few days later, it was already fighting. Now, at first, we can say, oh, it's just some rogue soldiers who are still got a bit of fight in them. So just had a fancied killing a few people on both sides.
Yeah.
But when we're talking bombs, it comes from the top. This is not rogue military officials.
No, it's true. It's true. And there is, and I think Netanyahu is not even hiding the fact that he gave orders to respond. The only question is, because basically what Hamas is saying, first of all, Israel attacked first, but second thing which they are saying is, and this is important to note, is that Hamas, because it's decentralized, because the head of Hamas and his deputy have been shot a long time ago, there are groups of Hamas which are not controlled by so-called representatives, which were who were negotiating the peace deal. So I believe, again, that's just a speculation, but I believe there is a possibility that some members of Hamas, as unofficial and unorganized as it is, might have shot first. But we have another problem, because we know that when it all started, Hamas was the one who initiated it, right? I'm not going to any conspiracy theories, because it's not about that. But it's, on the paper, that's what happened. The problem is that the response is not adequate. And again, right now, the bombs on civilians, they're still not adequate again.
I mean, it's just a small note. I mean, the conflict didn't start on October 7th. It started.
Oh, no, of course.
Like at least 100 years ago, if we want to talk about modern history. And,
Yeah.
I mean, from the Abraham Accords, the Oslo Accords, there were many meetings that happened, many treaties that, however, still ended in fighting. I'll let you guys decide who shot first. But, the thing that this time we'll keep a bit of hope. I'll be the positive guy here.
Okay, I love being negative guy.
Yeah.
Yay.
In theory, phase 1 of the peace treaty is ongoing. As in, just because they're still fighting doesn't mean that the peace is over.
Yeah, that's...
I know it's very paradoxical to think about, but I mean, there's still an exchange of hostages and kidnappers, depending on how you think about things. The bodies of the dead hostages have been exchanged. It's just maybe it's a little bit slower to reach phase 2, but we'll see. I mean, it depends if Hamas behaves as Trump says.
I mean, Bibi basically, he doesn't want to give a single inch of the Gaza territory for free. Everything has to be under his shoes. Everything has to be as he planned it. We have to see though that Israel is in controlling 56% of the territory, not officially 75 and practically 95 as it was before. So it's moving back. And also, something very important is that I believe they are not starting this war as a total war again, because something very interesting happened. So as soon as the ceasefire has been granted, the the society of Israel has been very, very straight about, we don't want to come back to this war. Okay, you did what you got to do. The past is past. Okay, but now we don't want to. So I believe Bibi also knows that if he already been already in peace with Palestine, now he coming back to it might even end up with his own people losing patience.
Yeah, I mean, my fear, I guess, my hint, my seed of pessimism comes from the fact that Trump has already been distracted himself. As in, he had the big conference, he had all the world leaders around, Meloni, you beautiful woman. So where's my friend Keir Starmer? Come here. Thank you. He's ready over that. He's ready talking to, this week he spoke to Putin, he spoke to Zelensky, so Gaza is yesterday's news for him. So he's not there to put the pressure on Netanyahu anymore.
Yeah, that's true, but we also have to remember that he's still going to be, he's still going to be built for how that ended up. And if it's not going to end up in peace, they're going to give him, they're going to start asking him question that if every war he's finishing the way he finished this war, then practically not many of them has been finished with a happy end. So we're gonna keep on updating you how it goes, because I gotta tell you, and so many people who know me, they know that I'm a prophet. So now I'm gonna just confirm that.
Tell us, Isaiah. Tell us.
Next week we also gonna be talking about Gaza.
No, I think that's very accurate. Let's see if it comes true.
Well, so. Speaking of prophecies, I think we should move to the next topic.
Donny T.
And as we both gave that prophecy a few months ago, saying we're going to be talking about this guy for the next 4 years. And then
3.5 years to go.
Yeah, exactly. So Trump and war with press. So MSNBC saying Pentagon charges ahead with press restrictions designed to stifle a free press, media organizations say.
And then you've got the FT, the Financial Times, saying massive crowds gather across the US for No Kings protest against Trump. First story first?
Yeah, go on.
So this is maybe, last week we were listing reasons why Trump shouldn't win the Nobel Peace Prize.
One of those?
Yeah, this is one of those. So, as you know...
Man. And Google just lost the in court to him. We're going to be taken down.
Well, Amazon got shut down today, so...
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're next.
Nice.
So, you know how in a normal democracy, and actually, even according to the Constitution of the United States, free press is an important tool because it keeps checks and balances over its politicians, and it informs the public over their democratic
that's what
choices.
That's what dictionary says.
Yes. Donny T, however, has a different idea of what a press should do. And this week, Mr. Pete Hegseth, Secretary of War, not Secretary of Defense anymore, former Fox and Friends host, by the way, he sent out this sort of document, a briefing, to all the major press organizations on both sides of the aisle, from CNN to Newsmax, Fox News, saying, you want to come to do press briefings with us? These are a list of conditions you need to meet. And of course, they're very, you can't ask about this, be very nice to our Lord Savior, Donald Trump, and all those.
Yeah, you gotta play, along his rules, basically.
And they said, if you don't sign up, you're not coming in. The document sent out. How many people replied? 1.
Fox News.
No, not even Fox News. Fox News, Newsmax, CNN, MSNBC.
So who replied? GB News.
I think it was the War Room, Alex Jones.
Okay.
It was one of those, extremely mad.
Extreme, yeah.
But, if even Fox News, bear in mind, Pete Hegseth was an anchor on Fox News.
Yeah, because you know what? The problem, in my opinion, why they didn't reply is that, Trump said it too openly.
Yeah.
If you were saying this in a sense of read between the lines, and then you're saying this, then fair enough.
Yeah.
Then they don't have to reply. They just know that if they're going to come once and ask that question, they're never going to be let again.
Yeah.
But if you're doing something like that, it's it almost sounds like it's a scandal. Like they're checking on you for you to say, and then they're gonna say, "Ha, we catch you."
Yeah.
It's almost too obvious.
Oh, so it was a test to see.
Like-
So Trump was like, "We really want to check who's the best."
No, I mean, like I
Independent.
don't think it was a test, but it's so blunt.
Yeah, it really is.
That it almost sounds like it. So maybe, you know, if I would be even a newspaper supporting Trump in some parallel dimension, then I would even be scared to replying to it,
Yeah.
even though I would think it's okay with me.
No, I mean, see, if you had done, 50 quid, 50 quid handshake, you put 50 pounds in your hand, you shake,
And
the
suddenly you
hand,
got a table.
and then you're back on the table, and of course I'll ask very nice questions about you, but no, it was maybe a bit too open.
Yeah.
But however, it made me question myself, like, would we sign that document?
just to be in a room with His Highness.
Yeah, bear in mind, there's only one other guy there.
No, you know what? I would do a different thing, and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna be talking in France a little bit, but I would do a classic Vice magazine thing:
Yeah.
flashing vest, ladder, and you're just so blunt. You're just sorry, I'm just fixing a leak here.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, it's a White House. No one would be stupid enough to just come here without accreditation. It just has to be the guy with a ladder. Oh yeah, then Dave booked me. Oh, Dave booked him.
Yeah,
Okay,
Dave.
then-
Dave.
because in every office you have at least one Dave.
Yeah, there's definitely a Dave. But I know a Dave. I know the Dave here.
So
He does my floors.
so-
I think.
exactly.
That's what he said anyway.
Exactly. So, don't be worried about the guys who are wearing the masks and how we call it?
Balaclava.
Balaclavas. You just worry about the guys with a ladder.
Yeah, guys with ladders and boiler suits. Those are the guys we need to look out for.
So maybe that's the way. All the foreign press, if you don't know how to enter into the room, this is the advice how to do it. We're not charging for it. We just want the news to be delivered.
Maybe that's what happened. Remember when Trump went on the roof?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he was checking to see if there was any laborers, any workers up there.
Because he knows.
Yeah, he knows where they are. He knows.
He knows. By the way, have you heard that they are building a special arena behind the White House to organize the UFC game?
Jesus Christ.
So actually, guys with ladders are really needed there. You can literally
There's loads of them. You'll blend in, no problem.
I didn't think about it. I'm thinking right now about booking quick ticket. To
Yeah.
It's just like it sounds.
Oh, I don't think they'll let us in. You already have this podcast. All they need to listen to is half an episode.
Yeah, but if
And
you're
they won't
you know,
let us in.
if you're these guys with ladders, they're always with cigarette and sunglasses. They're not gonna recognize you.
Maybe we need to bring, like, on the plane, we'll bring the ladder. So they let us on. And then when we get to the border, yeah, I know, sorry, it's Dave.
Yeah, exactly. And then we can clog the toilets inside. So then we can come back to unclog the toilet.
Perfect.
That's
We've
the
got
circle.
we've got our plan.
Okay, we're gonna be moving forward, and right now we are leaving US not for a long time because we're coming back, as you remember from our overview, but we are moving to France. In France, there are interesting things happening, historical things happening, and I'm gonna start with BBC. So Nicolas Sarkozy sentenced to 5 years in Libya campaign financing case.
And then you have political EU saying far right hits Macron's government for Louvre's heist as blame game begins. Now, we didn't have a specific headline here for this category of story, but like, what's going on with all these prime ministers in France?
So normally people can get a little bit confused because we are losing the prime minister and presidents in France left and right. Okay, so they are there. They're after a month. They're resigning. Then another one is being kicked out. Another one is not really being wanted, ever before. But he became an official anyway. But this time there is something sensational happening. So we have Nicolas Sarkozy, who is the former president in France. He was, I believe, in 2008 to 2016, I
Who
believe.
is very well known in Italy for many reasons, but most importantly, because he had a beautiful, beautiful Italian wife, Carla Bruni.
Carla Bruni.
There was a song that was like top of the pops about like Sarkozy, Sarkozy, but thank God there's Carla Bruni.
Well, you see, so the presidents of France, they always have this weird kind of thing because there was always a case of their wives. He had Carla Bruni, and then right now Macron has a There is a different scandal with them.
There are multiple scandals about them.
But there's always something. So about the Sarkozy years, I'm not sure. I don't know if that was 2008, 2016, but it is about this years. It was he was running EU with Angela Merkel. That was the guy. He was basically accused for many things, and this is nothing new. A lot of presidents and a lot of prime ministers, especially
the French,
and especially when the government is changing, they are being charged. They are being accused, but no one ever is going to prison. He was charged about two major things among many. One of them was that he was helping he was recorded how he was saying that he's going to help with career progression for certain benefits, but the other thing is that he was financing who was the Libyan Gaddafi. That he was financing Gaddafi. Funnily enough,
okay, no, sorry, continue. Then we'll get into Gaddafi.
Yeah, so it was more opposite actually. Gaddafi was financing him. He gave him, if I remember, 50 million for his presidential campaign. Funnily enough and ironically, the Sarkozy who was against immigration when he grounded and caused indirectly the death of Gaddafi, then the real immigration started flooding France because Gaddafi was, because of his terror, he was keeping them in the country, not allowing anyone leave. So right now, but this is not the case even. The case is that he's actually going to prison.
He is.
And this is groundbreaking because he is going to prison not that he's going to the arrest and then he's going to be under arrest for 3 days at his home and then they're going to cancel it.
So you're fine. Just
no. Exactly. He's gonna be appealing, and they're gonna be also appealing based on the fact that because of his age, because he's 75 already, but his appeal process will start while he already gonna be in prison, and he's gonna be in prison with regular prison.
Yeah, we're talking rapists, assassins, pedos. Yeah. Like proper prison.
And he's a president, and I gotta say, on one hand, this is ridiculous, that the president was doing things which put him in prison, but on the other hand, I gotta say it's a good sign. Yeah. Because it means that the law in some ways is equal for everyone. And we have to remember that Sarkozy was the last guy from the same party as de Gaulle was.
Really?
They were ruling France since de Gaulle with just one little break. But they were, so basically the whole party, I don't remember their name right now, that's their finish after I don't know how many years.
But no, that's mad.
No, it's some friend.
But like also like it just so there's a tiny mirror here with the Tories. That it's crazy that someone like Sarkozy ruined the reputation of a party that was since, as you said, de Gaulle. That's mad.
That is mad.
But like I'll just do a few little comments, potentially controversial, because we love when we say controversial things, we get more views. So the whole Gaddafi situation.
See.
Sure, maybe Sarkozy and Gaddafi were like buddies first. But then when Gaddafi started to give more energy and more oil independence for Italy, like then they started doing special deals because Berlusconi and Gaddafi, I won't be blunt, they used to fuck the same women in the Bunga Bungas.
Same Bunga Bunga parties.
Yeah. Oh no, we're live. Are we not to say fuck? Anyway.
Well, we might be taken down, but maybe not.
Listen, if it's not Trump, it's the YouTube people.
I think if they're not taking for saying Trump, then they shouldn't be taking for swearing. But anyway, yeah.
So the relationship between Sarkozy and Gaddafi broke because of this Italian deal that they did. And that's why some people argue that's why the Arab Spring was financed by Europeans in Libya especially, because Libya was kind of chill compared to maybe Algeria, Egypt, Morocco.
Well, but Gaddafi was pretty, I wouldn't say that he was particularly a chill dude.
He was the king of kings. Maybe we need to do a special on Libya because
I understand because I understand what secretly you have in your in your mind, but.
We'll keep it in the mind. Shall we keep it in the mind?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All I'm saying, Sarkozy got what he deserved.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that something like that is happening because that's if someone like President of France is going to prison, it means that no one can be safe if they're committing crime.
Yeah, unless you're president of the United States, then situations may vary.
Yeah, but this is one country.
This is a tiny one.
Yeah. It's like in majority of the country.
Yeah. And it's just a footnote of all the countries.
But
of
you
the
know,
world.
luckily for us, the president of the United States, he's not spending all his ridiculous potential for the causing mess. He's also organizing UFC fights behind his
Yeah.
house, so it's fine.
Well, actually, circling back to the Sarkozy story, because is he in jail yet?
No,
So he's in jail. So he was he was free about Thursday or Friday morning then. Like, you know, like, like, you know, did maybe he wanted to collect some money for bail and maybe got a ladder.
Well, I gotta say that this ladder trick, man, it's gonna get you more than just being on the press conference, and that has been proven by some guys in Paris as well.
Yeah. Who, basically ever since the Mona Lisa, I believe, this was the first break-in on the Louvre. Is that correct?
It was, and the Mona Lisa was, I think it was, I might be lying right now big time, but I think it was 1991.
No, 01. It was much earlier. Earlier.
Oh, yeah, or 1911. They tried to steal Mona Lisa, and they did temporarily, and then they negotiated that they brought it back.
Yeah. It was Italians who did it because they wanted it back in there. And where the Mona Lisa belongs. Italy. Anyway, sorry.
How old are you again? But so this time they basically they because the wing of the Louvre where the jewels were stored was under the refurbishment, so they don't even know. Even after that happened, the first news were already delivering news that the management, let's call of Louvre, they didn't know if the truck with the extendable ladder was left there by the actual workers.
If it was the builders or the robbers.
Yeah, I mean, like, come on.
That's so good.
And that's so good and so silly. And they did everything in
7 minutes.
7 minutes. They stole jewels which belonged to Napoleon. Napoleon. So
sick.
I mean, like, it's crazy. I'm heads off for these dudes.
Yeah, like, you know what, this story
So
has
bold.
nothing to do with politics. It's just a fun story. Like, we love a good heist.
It's and it's to be honest, I'm just thinking because it went that easy that maybe they're just doing this as a prank.
Yeah,
You know, they should leave a few bananas in this, or like, you know.
like, the only thing I'm upset about is that they weren't more ambitious. Go for something big. Go for something that everyone knows.
No,
Go for a Monet.
Because they it was the same wing. What they were saying after is that they could as well go and grab Mona Lisa, because it was the same. But I think these guys didn't know what to do, what they were doing, because it's also, you know, that they found one of the largest diamonds from what has been stolen. They found it like lying on the floor. So when they were leaving through the window, they just dropped it. So it's like, did they put it in a sock, or like did they put it in their pockets? You know, and I'm like, this is crazy. And then basically what they're saying is like, they're estimating that if they're not gonna find it in first 36 hours, the chances that they're gonna find it are very minimal, because they're gonna melt the gold, break the stone, so it's gonna be unidentifiable.
No, surely it will lose value if it doesn't look like a Napoleonic.
Yeah, but it's lose value. But then they're gonna be able to sell it, and even though someone would catch them on the street with that, they're gonna say, how are we gonna prove it's this? It doesn't have a shape of this. So basically, from what I was listening, that's what they were saying. They were saying, okay, they're gonna melt it and break it for it to not be identifiable. So
God damn. No, it's a good heist.
And then
Can't wait for the TV show.
and they just went down on the ladder, jump on their mopeds, man.
And when? Was it actually mopeds? That's
Like
so
they were
French.
no, they were motorbikes. But it was so ridiculous that I'm just surprised that they didn't have a delivery boxes.
I'm just imagining him like with like black and white striped jumpers going in and the balaclava, like proper classic French robbers style.
I mean, so I really like it, Louis Define style.
Well, just well done. That's the way to do it. Ladders, ladders are the way.
And to be honest, I personally, I don't understand the fascination about jewels as same as our crown jewels in the UK. So I'm actually heads off, boys. Hopefully no one ever gonna catch you. Come here, support Papses, donate for the development of our podcast, and voila.
So far during this episode, we have attacked Trump in the press. That will get us cancelled. We have made very wild accusations about wives of French prime ministers. Accused Sarkozy of stealing stuff from the Louvre. And now this. We are going to get so many views if you don't get cancelled first. Well done, us.
I'm like, if you're not gonna get cancelled right now, it means that we can say literally everything.
Exactly.
Okay, so I think we have to basically wrapping up this slowly, but we have two more news.
Yeah.
One is the mayor debate, and I'm gonna kick it off with New York Post saying Trump cringes over Curtis Sewa's cat obsession and spicy breakdown of New York mayoral race isn't exactly ideal.
Then you have Fox News, who says Republican labels Mamdani as little more than a Muslim terrorist, advocates yanking citizenship, deportation. That needed the Daily Express.
Manny, you should be an actor. The way you're accenting stuff, it's just like it's music to my ears.
Just contact my agent. I take bookings.
Exactly.
I do brunches, birthday parties, whatever.
Weddings, funerals, whatever.
A job's a job.
He's not cheap, but he's good. Damn good.
So, story. The New York City mayors. The election will be, I believe it's this week or next week. There are 3 main contenders. One is Mamdani, the People's Princess.
I like it. I
Open-
like this title.
Openly socialist, Democrat, Muslim, American, of course. Former rapper. I did not know he was a rapper. Yeah, he's cool. He's cool, and he wasn't in an actor as well. He was in a Disney film.
Well, listen, last actor who was touching the politics became a president of Ukraine and a hero.
There we go. Or president of the United States. You know, either.
But we're talking about positive characters.
Yeah. The other one is Andrew Cuomo, former Democratic governor of New York State, currently independent after being a bit sexually harassy. But and after, sending loads of pensioners to die during COVID.
Was he also a member of the secret group which was going to the island?
I would not pat it past him, to be honest. But that's why he's an independent.
Right.
Rumor has it that he doesn't want to run anymore. He's done. Like, also, he's an independent. What is he gonna do?
He's just
However, because of all the donors he got during the primaries, he's kind of forced to keep going.
This is the problem of the first world, really.
Yeah.
I'm forced to go for the New York presidency.
I just have too much goddamn money.
Exactly.
And finally, we have this guy called Curtis Sliwa, who is, my God, he is mad. Like, he's Republican. You never have any idea what is going to come out of his mouth. Not necessarily pro-Trump. He is like old school Republican, like, Reagan's Republican.
How old is he?
Yeah, old. He's old, yeah. But he goes around with this like red beret, but like on the side, sort of like Che Guevara style.
Yeah.
And he's just nuts, and I love him because he's so nuts.
Yeah, so we have 3 guys. Well, while one guy doesn't want to run for it, and another guy is a bit of a wacko, thinking that he's in Cuba.
Yeah, and then you have the socialist.
Right.
And everyone is moaning to both Cuomo and Sliwa, saying, "You guys are splitting the vote." Because you can either go for Mamdani, the socialist, Muslim,
but he's
terrorist.
But he's Republican.
Sliwa or Mamdani.
The socialist guy.
He's Democrat.
He's Democrat. Okay.
So they're saying it's splitting the vote. I think whoever was running, Mamdani is going to win anyway. His policies are incredibly popular. That range from taxing at 1%,
Yeah.
free buses. There was the creation of a new police force, which deals with mental health and homelessness and those kind of other disturbances. So it would make the police force deal with actual crime and not antisocial behavior.
So let me ask you here. Do you think that he's potential candidates for Democrats putting him as a candidate in a future president election? Because it sounds like it.
Not gonna lie, I reckon by the end of 2020, when's the next election? 2024, 2028, Mamdani's gonna resign to run with AOC. That's my
and especially if you're gonna do a good job in New York, which is
I mean, that's what that's what happened with Boris Johnson, incredibly popular mayor of London.
Yeah, just went for it,
and then becomes prime minister.
Yeah,
with one jump. So Mamdani is very good
candidate,
very good candidate.
And maybe he's a hope for Democrats, but we'll see how he's gonna perform. Because if he's not gonna perform being being the mayor of New York and promising people free transport and 1% tax, those are big words. They can be easily used by the by the opposition.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to deliver something like that,
Yeah.
especially when you have a president of the whole country with the presidential system against you.
Yeah, that's right.
So we will see. These are
Uh,
just speculations.
But just to make some highlights from the mayor election, there was a question on whether those candidates have ever used illegal cannabis dispensers. And Danny giggles. Yeah.
My man.
My man. Cuomo, no, I don't do weed. And then Sliwa was like, oh yeah, I got shot once in New York, so I had to get some weed just for the pain.
Right.
Never really clarifying if it was legal or not, but anyway.
I just want to remind one guy who had who has been asked a question. It's not about weed, but he had a very clear answer.
Yeah, no.
I did not have any sexual relationship with that woman, with that man.
And then they were asked, how do you move around the city of New York? And Danny says, oh, you always use the bus, and this is why I would like the buses to be affordable and free for all New Yorkers. Cuomo says, oh, I'm a real New Yorker. I use the taxis. And then Sliwa, he's like, well, last time I got into a yellow taxi, I got shot 5 times by the mafia boss. So I Uber.
Nice, and that's forward thinking.
Yeah. I mean,
Candidate.
well done, Sliwa.
Yeah, let's go with the time. And then the last, to just wrap it up, we have our local scandalist.
Yeah.
And the
The good news of the week.
The good news of the week, exactly, because we're coming back to finishing our Papses in the spin room with good news. And his Daily Mail saying, pressure on Prince Andrew to move out of the Royal Lodge calls for King Charles to kick his brother out of 30-room Windsor Mansion and be stripped of his royal titles.
So, it all started last week when Prince Andrew got stripped of all of his titles. He is not a royal. He can not use HRH. He is not the chairman of the Charter of Contier, that one. And he can't use any of the homes anymore. And I was wondering, why? First of all, why now? And second, I thought he didn't have any already.
No. But you remember we did that episode, and there was a news that he's making no money, but he's somehow living in a house which costs $2 million a year.
Yeah.
To maintain.
But my question was, why now? Why is it that as of, I think it happened last week, of the week of the 13th of October, they cancelled all of his titles? And the reason for this is that the Virginia Jeffrey, so who unfortunately passed a few months ago, her book is coming out next week.
Yeah, and I think, go on.
And there are some claims there that are very explosive. And also makes claims that Virginia backs, like she's got documents, receipts to show, this is what happened. But then the BBC had to go back to the original Newsnight interview, the very famous one where Prince Andrew said he can't sweat. And, because, popular condition. There's some clashes. What Prince Andrew said during that interview wasn't true.
He's that's surprising.
I know, right?
I was thinking that he's speaking the truth and only truth.
And only but the truth.
But then I think he was also it's a pretty easy to prove, because I think he was claiming that he never knew her.
Yeah, and there's a picture. But also, like, the big contested thing is that he said that he stayed after it emerged that Epstein was a pedo. He stayed at his house for 4 days, and then they went on a nice walk in Central Park, and they broke up the relationship. I know, poor guy.
Poor Prince.
Poor.
I would leave him at least the Windsor Castle.
Yeah, and then there's this new email that emerged from Virginia Hell from Beyond the Grave. Go on, girl. 2 months later, an email from Epstein to Andrew. Oh yeah, sorry if you didn't manage to catch up. We'll play again soon.
This is my only question is, that's why I am becoming skeptical. I'm not going to even comment what we just said, because this is quite disgusting. But my only thing is, like, stripping him from titles. Are they stripping him also from this unlimited pot of money, which is for him? Or it's just stripping him from titles and taking the big house from him, but giving him another house? Or I don't know. Like, is he really going to pay ever for the things he did, like, and how ridiculous? Because he's not even he's not even a charming guy who is, like, trying to hide himself. He's doing the interviews which are embarrassing.
Yeah, No, I mean, I don't know. He's probably going to have a house. He's probably going to have an allowance. He's probably going to have security, which Harry and Meghan, he doesn't even have security anymore.
Yeah, but he voluntarily, stepped down.
Yeah, and this is involuntary. Like, he didn't want to.
No, but I think
He got fired. Surely when you get fired, you get less benefits than if you quit.
Yeah, but there is also a thing of like being nice. He's nationally hatred man.
Yeah, I guess that comes with its perks.
Yeah, I mean, like, if they're gonna take the security from him, then I believe he has a week or something.
A bit like Virginia.
Well, you know how it is.
God, I've been so angry and conspiratorial today.
Well,
oh, damn. Okay.
Well, so we insulted everyone from the from US through France to the royal family,
And even a little bit of Israel and Gaza.
Yeah,
Why not?
everyone get a little of it,
A
a
little fuck you to all.
Yeah, our pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, thank you for seeing our second live.
Yeah.
Let us know how it went. We are on TikTok and on Instagram and on YouTube
And Spotify.
and everywhere. This episode is going to be available on Spotify on Wednesday, as always. And Paps, thank you for today.
Thank you, Paps, and thank you all for listening. And even though I hate everyone, you guys are fine. You listen to me.
Okay, see you next week.
Bye.